Often I'm asked what happens when someone wants to get a second passport and their first passport country does not allow dual citizenship. First of all, I would never advise someone to break the laws in their country. In this video, I'll give you the results on many second passports we've done for people that were from countries that did not allow second passports for their citizens unless they actually relinquished their prior citizenship. Also, if you want to learn more how to legally get your taxes to zero and how to get a second passport as quick as 3 months, do 3 things. Hit the subscribe button to the right of your screen here. You'll get new videos as they come out automatically. And don't forget to hit the notification bell next to the subscription button. And number 2 is I'd like to hear from you. If you got a question or comment, just put it below and I'll get back with you to see what kind of problem you got. Try to solve it for you. And number 3 is go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com. and hit the bar at the top that says apply with us, and then you get questions, and then just fill those out, and then hit that bottom bar that says send it to us so we can help you get started. We deal with a lot of citizenship by investment and residency by investment countries I think you'd be interested in learning about. Okay, let's get started here. I don't know if any client we've done a second or a third passport for who was from a country that did not allow dual citizenship, whereby that client relinquished their old passport so they could get their new passport. In other words, they kept their old passport even if they weren't allowed by their government to do so. I also cannot tell you a case where that person got into trouble for not disclosing these facts. Now, that being said, I would not endorse or try to get someone to try to break the law in their own country. I'm just telling you the results I've had and seen from clients who did business with our company. I'm also not talking about U.S. passport holders because the U.S. allows dual citizenship. I'm talking about countries like China and India and other countries that don't allow dual citizenship. One thing I can definitely tell you is I definitely would not do the reversal on what I've just mentioned. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. I knew a U.S. lawyer that had U.S. citizenship that lived in Panama, Central America. And he wanted to practice law in Panama and couldn't do so because foreign lawyers may only act as co-counsel to Panamanian lawyers. To make a long story short, this U.S. lawyer signed an affidavit to Panamanian government officials that he wanted to get Panamanian citizenship. And he signed this statement that he was relinquishing his U.S. citizenship when actually he had no intentions of doing so, because if he did not do so, he wouldn't be granted this Panamanian passport and citizenship. Well, when he signed this affidavit, the U.S. Immigration Department got notice of his decision through this signed statement, and his U.S. passport and citizenship was canceled. The Panamanian government had sent this notification back to the U.S. government. When he got notice of his loss of citizenship from the U.S., he hit the roof, but it was too late. He had to contact the U.S. Immigration Office to explain he only did this, to get a Panamanian passport, and he had no intentions of giving up his U.S. citizenship and passport. After spending thousands of dollars in attorney fees and many months, no longer as a U.S. citizen, he got his U.S. citizenship back, and he was able to keep his Panamanian passport also only because the Panama government never found out that he got his citizenship from the U.S. back. Otherwise, they would have canceled his Panamanian passport. A lesson in point is don't try doing this. I mean, it's when I say don't do this, the second option is, I would tell you, don't ever try that. The first one, you're going to have to check with a lawyer in your own country to make your own decision on that. I'm just telling you, we've never had a problem with someone getting citizenship in another country and that person, their first passport country didn't allow it and they had trouble that I found out about, okay? And I'm not saying that they didn't have problems. I'm saying that most of our clients would come back and maybe tell us. But I've just never seen that problem. But get a second passport, as I've mentioned in other videos, in a country or countries that allow dual citizenship so you don't run into this type of problem. There are too many countries out there that offer dual citizenship that has either a territorial or a pure tax haven that offers great visa-free travel where you don't catch yourself having a problem like this lawyer had. You just have to plan ahead of time. If you have a passport in a country that does not allow dual citizenship and you want to get a second passport and not relinquish the first one, all I can say is from my experience, the risk is low from any negative consequences towards you. But I would not do the reversal like I gave you in the second example. You're going to have problems in a lot of cases doing that. This is one of those laws that's on the books in a lot of countries, but it's just not, these countries just don't seem to enforce it. I would advise you, like I said, to talk to a lawyer in your home country to get an opinion on this. Because if you're in a strict country like Iran that doesn't allow dual citizenship, Iran's got very strict laws, and you need to check with someone there and see. I'm just telling you from our experience, we've never had problems in that instance. And I can just tell you the results from our company. There are a lot of laws in every country that if broken is never enforced. Example of this is an article I was reading in Salon Online News that came out May the 6th, 2019, and it was talking about the states in the U.S. of Utah, Massachusetts, Minnesota, and Virginia have all proposed legislation to remove the crime of adultery and fornication from their statute books. Utah's law, just signed by the governor in Massachusetts, Minnesota, and Virginia, all have laws at various levels of committee purgatory. Massachusetts and Minnesota's laws look like they have a fighting chance of getting passed at least. Arizona and South Carolina are also attempting to amend their laws, but the basics of the crime will remain intact. So that means that right now, at least 7 states are suddenly amending or repealing their adultery and fornication statutes, most for the first time since they were enacted. Some of these laws go back to pre-colonial times in the 1600s. Now, how many people do you know have ever been fined or put in prison in the USA for fornication? Well, it's on the books, but probably hardly ever enforced. This is the example what I'm talking about above. There's a lot of laws on the books that the government just doesn't take the time out to go out and enforce them. But that being said, I don't want you to get in trouble. That's why I'm just giving you what's happened in our instance. I don't know of anyone who's ever been fined for fornication, yet it's still against the law in some states in the USA. So this is something you have to think about yourself and make a judgment on yourself. Anyway, if you want to learn more how to legally get your taxes to zero, how to get a second passport as quick as 3 months, do 3 things. Hit the subscribe button on the right of your screen right here, and you'll get new videos as they come out. And don't forget to hit the notification bell next to the subscription button. And number 2 is I'd like to hear from you. If you got a question or comment, just put it in the comment section. I'll be glad to get with you and see if I can solve whatever problem you got. And number 3 is go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com, and hit the button at the top of the homepage that says Apply with Us. You get questions that come up, fill those out. Hit that bottom button that says Send it to us. And we can look at your situation and try to help you out and solve whatever problem you got. We deal with a lot of citizenship by investment, residency by investment countries. We can try to help sort out whatever problem you got, depending on what country will fit you best. And I'll look forward to talking to you on the next video. Take care.